Hi there, I'd love to know before the video starts if you're subscribed. It helps me out a lot, and you get to see whenever I upload. Otherwise, you could always check me out over on Twitter or in my Discord. And if you want to go the extra step further, you could join my Patreon or join here on YouTube to see videos early if that's more your thing. It all means a lot to me personally, so I hope you enjoy the video and have a great rest of your day. Hello there. How are you? You don't actually really need to answer that. I just decided today I'm going to be doing some soft-spoken noises and talking. I got no reason other than I just wanted to. And I've already decided to apparently screw up my upload schedule due to the 4th of July fireworks that were happening and are quite honestly still happening, so if you hear any booms, that's on my end. I figured today I would just softly whisper and make some noises with some things I have around. I have an old storybook, an old set of Grimm's fairy tales here, or the world's best fairy tales as it's called. I'm also, in the background, this is a bit of an odd choice, but what you can't hear is I'm listening to some of the 80s soundtrack. I'm just gonna randomly mumble on about things tonight, as, I don't know, these are the kind of audios I personally really like to fall asleep to, so I kind of figured, why not do at least one myself? I've had some stuff in the past where, like, just, I do this kind of voice, but that was for one of the Armas videos, I'd like to say. So, not a ton of people saw it because I'm not sure if it's just like no one cares about the witch or did I build myself too much up on the furry stuff, but no one watches those videos. Just little thing, if you do like my content, please watch those videos. They're actually really good. Also, I just realized I'm not sure if my YouTube settings stuck when I sent out that one Patreon video preview thing, the short. So I may have left my alert subscribers stuff off, which may be impacting the performance of the latest audio. I'll have to remember to check that. Hey, editing me, why don't you go listen to this audio and go check that real quick? I do have some nice sounds today. I have this old book, like I've said, the world's best fairy tales. Yeah, that's it. I thought it was maybe greatest for a second, but it's really nice. It's a book of my mom's. I also have a faux leather glove on one of my hands. I picked it up at a pawn shop and it was in packaging and it was one glove, one white Wilson glove, which I believe it's used for tennis given the Wilson on it, but you know, you can never be sure, but I figured it's a nice, soft, almost rubbery material, which I'm sure it is just rubber, but I figured it would be nice to touch. You know, it's got some nice noises. It's also got these little patches of, I believe, polyester in between the fingers and some bending holes. It's very nice. And I also have something quite interesting. So I record in the guest room, and I'm not sure how this got here, but there's this blanket here that it's like that sequins blanket. Or, you know, if you've ever seen a sequins throw pillow or something where the sequins have two colors and you roll over them with your fingers, it changes because it's flipped over to the other side. I have a really nice one here that is actually red and gold. It's very nice looking, and I figured I could use it tonight, as I figured the sounds would be pretty nice. I'll just idly be playing with these things as the video goes on. So, you know, they're not really the focus, but they're just fun to, you know, play with a little bit. Give it some background. I guess there are also, for what's probably just gonna be the few people that watch this, as I feel like my non-furry content gets a lot less views. Just people who actually like my content and aren't just looking for a smorgasbord of furry ASMR. I feel like maybe saying, hey, go watch the Armaz videos and stuff is pointless, as the people who are willing to give my other content like this a try already do watch the Armaz videos, but, you know, maybe you're a new viewer and you don't know what I'm talking about. I've started a series on my channel where I play a character as a witch known as Armaz, which I did not realize until a few days after I made them that they're non-binary, but they physically do appear to be female, which is a little bit annoying because I'm misgendering even my own character. I mean, I still misgender my girlfriend from time to time. So, you know, it's just more of a scatterbrained idling thing than anything of malice or misintent. Like, I've known my girlfriend for 7 years and I still accidentally misgender them. I'm not sure if it's me being ignorant or just genuine forgetfulness at this point. I really don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings when I call them the wrong thing. I'm just very forgetful, and so I figure if you can take note that someone is a bit different, oops, and they don't always remember to say the right thing, that you can get over it. I should have brought my tarot in here, but that would have required me removing the glove for shoveling. I just maybe wanted to shovel and play with some cards, but I don't feel like going back to my room to grab my witch's tarot off my desk. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna thumbnail this video with that Picra thing that Salem Audio uses for like all their thumbnails, the anime boy generator, which will definitely be interesting, but I figure I already take enough inspiration from Salem, and I already used Picra to generate the, to make the images for Armaz. I actually do have her being drawn. There I go again, misgendering. I do have them being drawn. So, I'm gonna save the next Armaz video for when I actually have that commission ready. Though I really shouldn't be commissioning people. I am broke. And I don't have a job right now, so. Hey, mid-video shout out. If you could go join my Patreon. Fluffy Kitsune ASMR, I'll have it in the description. If you have 7 spare bucks a month, you'll be hearing this audio early. You'll be able to get extended endings on some audios. DM me easier, even though if you do go to the effort of DMing me, I prefer you do it over Discord. I actually link the Patreon and Discord, so there's a tangible benefit for joining and then joining the Discord. has around 90 members, and I figure for someone with 1,750 subscribers, that's fairly decent. That's about 1 in every 20 people, so hey, that's not terrible. Apparently I clicked on a playlist that had Ultra Kill music, because I hear this isn't Suffering Leaves instead. Oh god, I can't move the cursor with my right hand due to the glove. I think it's Suffering Leaves. Honestly, one of my favorite Ultra Kill songs, just because I love the name, but I also really like 7-3. It's a really unique level. I keep meaning to go back to Ultra Kill and get, I think this is Suffering Leaves. I really do need to go back to Ultra Kill and try to, B-rank all the, stuff so I can maybe go and kill Minos and Sisyphus. Honestly, 2 games I've been playing both have references to Minos and Sisyphus being the, Ultra Kill and Hades. I think Minos, I've seen Minos' name a few times in Hades. I know I've seen Sisyphus. He's one of the choice encounters in the first game of Hades. I actually bought Hades 1 on sale for the Steam Summer Sale, and I've been having way too much fun on that game. I actually got it just because someone in my Twitch chat, when I was streaming and I was playing Isaac, they were like, hey, I love roguelikes, have you tried Hades? And I'd heard of it before. Actually, it was, who would have thought, Salem Audio, mentioning that they played it. I just remembered one funny thing they said about it. Wait, yeah, there is a gun in Hades. And I actually just unlocked it recently. The, Adamant Rail. And I have to be honest, I totally thought, given that I'm not an exceptional gun nerd, my brother is way more of a gun nerd than me. He knows a lot more about them than me, but I am accustomed to firearms. I have a few of my old firing videos. There are actual firearms being used as props. Just, some American generics. I have, well, my guns aren't important. They're not really something that need to be talked about now, are they? No, not really. But I like them. Now this may be an inappropriate use of guns, but they're the best things to fidget with if you don't load ammo into them. There's nothing better than casually practicing how to reload your pistols and rifles, especially when they're really fun to do. Like the pump trick that you can do with pump action shotguns, where you lob the shell out with a forceful ejection and catch it and then shove it back in. One of my favorite things to do when I have a spare moment and I can open my safe. I don't know, it's just, I'm really autistic about my firearms. I'm not autistic in the way of I know a lot, I'm not Zach Hazard, but I'm autistic in the way where I really like them and I really want more of them, but I actually think it's been close to a year since I actually purchased any kind of firearm, which was my 1911. So yeah, been kind of gun dry, and I'm not ever spending YouTube money on firearms, though. Kind of seems irresponsible. Seems like something that I should use my own personal money on, and not crowdfunded money to use that I am planning to use on getting a better microphone, which, albeit I did already get a better microphone twice now. I moved from a headset mic to a microphone that this channel was started on, which was the JLab Talk, which had a binaural option for ASMR stuff, which I really liked, but unfortunately, if you can tell through my older videos, its audio quality was just not there. It was a great beginner mic. It was like a $40 mic when I got it on sale at Freddy's, Fred Meyer, Kroger, whatever you call it. And instead of being $100, so it was a great deal. Then came Christmas time where I was given well, not given then, but given a bit later, a Audio-Technica AT2020 USB-X, which is currently what I'm using. And ultimately my goal for the long run is to get a 3DO mic. The really good one, the $600 one, not the $300 one, but I'm also going to have to set up I forget what they're called, audio mixers or something. XLR. I'm going to need to set up XLR with that because it's dual input, and I'm also going to have to figure out if there's a way for me to install silent fans on my PC, as my PC is actually fairly loud and it would be a dedicated setup. So, things to consider before I go buying one, you know. I wish it was plug and play and had great noise reduction. But I've heard people say, not specifically to me, mind you, but I've heard people say that they do like it when sometimes there is a little bit of background noise. I personally think that it's a bit better if you're doing a roleplay for the audio to be pretty sterile, but not so much to where you can tell there's cuts-ins and outs, because the way that you have it set up is that your microphone only captures you because there's a noise gate. I know some older videos from older creators have that issue. I think even my beginning videos have some of that noise gating applied, but once again, who would have thought? Yeah, I'm talking about Salem's old videos. Can you tell I'm a fan of Salem Audio? Can you tell that maybe I enjoy their work a little too much? Not in like a weird way, just like I don't think I've actually actively listened to another ASM artist as much as I have them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just they have a great voice or what, but I really think it's the great voice. I really, really like their voice. I wish I would stream again. But they've been more active on Twitter and such. And I don't know, I wish I was friends with them, to be honest. I feel like it's weird to want to be friends with someone. But I feel like a lot of people do that to YouTubers. Even when they're a YouTuber. And I mean, it's not like I find it impossibly hard to like become friends with people. Someone I actually just joined the server of like last year and became friends with was My Three Lives, and they're a great person. I think just recently they did come out as trans, so she's a great person. I really do love hanging out with them when the time arises where I can. And I really think, with ASM artists, I know it's been public calls and stuff, but Mansters I've hung out with a couple times when they were in VCs in their server. And genuinely, pretty much every ASM artist I've ever actually run across in the wild and talked to, they're really cool people. Genuinely people who can keep a cool temper and talk like this, I genuinely find to be really nice and cool-headed, even though I'm pretty much the exact opposite. If you run into me outside of listening to my videos, even in my Discord server, you'll find I'm actually a very active talker, and while I can be very agreeable, I am sometimes very aggressive. Not by any means of wanting to be mean, but just more, I have and I get health insurance. But I'm not sure I want to change myself like that. I'm not sure. Just not doing, just maybe doing something else would be a better idea. Like, say, maybe blowing up some green every now and then, which I already do. Actually, like, just before I got fired, I ended up buying a vape pen, I think. Literally, this is a bit, I think the last day I had my job, I had like a really bad Charlie horse as I woke up, so I took a hit of my vape to help reduce the pain, and because I figured I'll feel better, instantly forgot I had work that morning because the Charlie horse woke me up, not the alarm I normally have set. So I think my last day of work, I went into work half high by mistake. They were already planning on letting me go, but it probably didn't help that I was a bit stoned. Well, it made accepting the fact that I lost my job a lot easier, to be honest. I'm like, I do have issues with my emotions. Sometimes I'm very emotional, but I took being fired exceptionally well, and I think that's why. But I really don't think half a hit off a vape 3 hours before that happened kept me going enough. I think maybe I just knew it was time. I think maybe I knew the stresses I was going through at work were showing way too much, and that they were gonna let me go, but I'm okay with it. Because now I can try to find a job I actually enjoy, and while I would absolutely love to be your permanent source of relaxation throughout my whole life, you, my viewers, could age with me. We grow used to the rhythm of uploads, talking, enjoying each other's company via, the internet, like joining my Discord and talking to me and such. But I feel like the elusiveness of being able to maintain a career via YouTube and even Twitch and being sane is very rarely a combination that goes well together. Because no matter who you are, there will be people who find something to complain about publicly. And it's just annoying that people are like that, where just because they're anonymous online doesn't mean that they think that they can do whatever they want to try to ruin other people. Like, what if your name is, I don't know, I don't want to even make up a name. Just because I feel like if I don't make up something completely absurd, I could actually be, like, hitting one of my viewers' names and making them feel bad, even though it's something they would never do. Like, genuinely, I have talked to quite a few of my viewers in VZs and such, the ones that care to join the Discord, and, like, you're all really cool people, and I enjoy hanging out with most of you. I just don't really have a social battery when it comes to strangers, and I find trying to meet new people is extraordinarily hard, as the chance of me joining a random VC in my own server are low, and me trying to talk to new people is even lower because I just don't want to focus on that. I just want to focus on what I'm doing, and normally I'm playing games that take hours to complete, or I'm doing something that I need to do, like applying for jobs, editing a video like this, something like that, and I just don't necessarily see the time to get to know everyone. But I personally am not opposed to people trying to get to know me. I just think it's a bit weird with an online presence. because I find it weird for people to notice me out in the wild. Like, I've even had people in Team Fortress 2, albeit on a furry server, of course, recognize my name and be like, do you do ASMR? And I'm like, yeah. That was one guy, and now he's in my Discord, but he's still cool. But it's weird, you know? It's weird that people could randomly notice me. And I would have no idea who they are. It throws me off quite a bit because normally in the past, that would happen when I played Unturned, which is a game I used to really like, but now I've grown farther from as I don't like the community anymore. But the point of that is, if someone knew me, they had met me in the past or met someone who talked about me, it wasn't because I had a presence. So it's always weird for someone to recognize me now. You know, I'm sure anyone else with more than 5, well, hell, you could have any amount of subscribers be recognized and be thrown off. You could have 5 subscribers, and if one of them recognized you in a game, it would be, who are you? Why do you know who I am? And then you remember, right, I create content, I have a presence. Someone's gonna recognize me eventually. And yeah. Oh, yeah, well, I'm just sitting here yapping. I have a little bit of something cool coming up. It seems like after 2 years, one of my friends who I commissioned for a 3D model is, I'm sorry, Large is actually getting to it. I don't at all blame them for spending so much time getting to it. They have a notoriously long commission queue. They're like my best friend, one of them, and he's a really sweet guy. Plus, I got this model for dirt cheap. I think it was like $180. Because, well, I don't know, he just said, oh, that's how much it is. But I've seen his work before and it's really good. He's actually a lead dev on a game that's coming out that actually has a fair bit of hype behind it. It's a Little Big Planet. Not like Little Big Planet itself, but a fan game. Restitched. He's the main dev for Restitched, I believe, still. I don't know, I haven't talked to him about that project in forever. But he's a great modeler, he's a great dev, and, you know, you have someone with all those qualities doing their own thing. He has work, he has the game, he has, I believe, college. Maybe not anymore, it's been a couple years. Not like since I've actively talked to him, just since I've spoken to him about school. And I don't know what he has going on in his own life anymore, but I very much enjoy hanging out with him when I can. And he recently messaged me asking if the ref sheet I have of Kurzman is up to date. So I have high hopes that coming here in the next month or 2, I'll have a Kurzman model that I'm going to use for VR chat and also VTubing, or maybe just VR chat and record videos on that. For like ASMR, I don't know. I think doing that kind of stuff is a bit weird, and I don't have VR headset stuff. I obviously don't have the money for it now, but I also just really don't care for it. I've tried my brother's Valve Index and I really liked it, so I might look into it sometime, but I'd need a job that pays a lot more and gives me more full hours than the old one, which comes with the downside of I also have less time to record if I go full time, but I still do want to go full time. I also really think that VTubing could be really fun, doing VTubing ASMR streams on Twitch. Having one that actually has a male character or person doing it seems to be really rare, but also they can be quite popular, especially among gay crowds, or, I don't know, a bunch of stuff. non-binary, asexual, whatever. Just if you're sick of seeing Big Booba Girl, do like ASMR, because I feel like that's what most of them do. I'm not trying to like base off any assumptions here. It's just what I've literally seen going through the ASMR category on Twitch. That's like, it's 90% women with either VTuber avatars that are very busty, or it's real women who are busty. And, you know, hey, slay queen if you can do that and get a lot of money from it. I fully encourage it, but I think that the male ASMR artist VTuber stuff, I've seen a few that are really good. I think one that I'll actually recommend is Code, and that's Kode Shinju. It's Hinju. He streams like 3 times a week, and he does ASMR stuff, and he's really good. Out of all the people I follow on Twitch, I don't really follow ASMR artists except him and, well, Salem. And his stuff is really good, and I do tune into his streams. And he also has a YouTube channel that, I guess, if you're sitting here listening and not asleep, yeah, Coach Shinju ASMR, really cool dude. I originally did intend to shout out the last video he made, but it didn't end up mixing well with anything I thought went well with my channel. It would have been weird, because it was like deceitful boyfriend or something, and I don't take relationship abuse very kindly, so it wasn't something I cared to share. If they have a more positive one go out soon, I'll be sure to make a community post on it though and say, hey, go check him out if you like ASMR like that. But I think that this hitting about half an hour of me rambling and making noises is good, so I think I'm going